Hey guys, welcome to my quick review of this recently released album, Edge of the Abyss, by alternative metal band Calva Louise, who are quite niche on the scene at the moment, but I have listened to all of their material in the past year or so, and I'm impressed to be honest. Calva Louise are this alternative metal band with almost Latin folk influence and a lot of screamo vocals as well as melodic production. They are fronted by Jess on the lead vocals, Ben on the drums, and Alison on the bass. Now, they've all come from different countries and combined their musical tastes and inspirations into one, it feels like. There's quite a lot to unpack in this album, and I do think from the ratings that I've seen, it's underrated a little bit. I personally really enjoyed the rhythmic production and the melodies and guitars, as well as the powerful vocals on most of these tracks. Songs like Tunnel Vision and Aimless start off really strong and they really pack a punch. Straight away you're into this almost world of discussing mental health, not being happy in your own skin, and just portraying your anger and just releasing it out into the wild. Aimless in particular is one of the standouts for me. It's a song that is very melodic and includes some of that Latin-y feeling genre within it. But I think all in all, with the fantastic production, the guitars carry the song, the drums kicking whenever they need to, and the vocals are very strong, very solid. So that is definitely one of my favorite songs on this album. I've got to say, this album is definitely their strongest in my opinion. They've released a lot of albums and EPs already. I'm not sure if they're actually classified as albums, but I was a big fan of Over the Threshold. That's what sort of made me become a fan in the first place. But they do have some really catchy and almost pop-like songs in their earlier days. So I do think they've actually gotten heavier as they've gone on. I'd almost go as far as to say they're metal now for sure, with all the screamo vocals, the production that gets carried by guitars. They're quite heavy as well, especially during the chorus where it explodes. There's a few multilingual songs on here, and I know they've released multilingual songs on some of their past work, which has been very solid, especially on Over the Threshold as well, that sort of started to get into the territory of, introducing multilingual songs and seeing how that goes. I think it really pays off, to be honest. It makes it unique. It gives a nice variety on the album. Songs like El Umbral and La Corriente, hopefully I said those right. Half the time, I don't know what's being said, but it just sounds amazing, right? You can't complain. It really packs a punch and it delivers, to be honest. And towards the end of the album, you have songs like Hating Me, which again goes back to that theme of mental health and not being happy in your own skin. But that song really is strong as well, especially with the hardcore vocals and the screams being delivered alongside the guitars, which almost seem to carry the vocals up and down as well, which I really enjoy. There were a couple moments on this album which I wasn't too keen on as well, with songs like The Abyss, which feels more like an interlude, and Lo Que Vale as well isn't my favorite song on the album. I think the surrounding songs are much stronger and deliver more of a punch. But overall, like I said before, I do think this album is underrated. I think Calva Louise are at the top of their game, delivering strong vocals, melodic and rhythmic guitars, really packing a punch within the alternative metal genre. For that reason, I'm going to give this album a solid 8.5 out of 10. Initially, when I first listened to this, I thought, yeah, this is a decent 8 out of 10. But the more I listened to it, honestly, I really enjoy this. It's heavy, but it's also really catchy, gets stuck in your head. So yeah, let me know what you guys have thought of this album, Edge of the Abyss by Calva Louise. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.